Hey everyone, before we dive in, if you enjoy real life stories like this one, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out. I never imagined that one simple talk could turn my whole world upside down. My name is Michael, and I've been married to Sarah for 10 years. We weren't flawless. Nobody is, but I figured we had a strong bond. We shared laughs, went on trips, created a cozy home, and dreamed big together. Or so I thought. It all kicked off on a peaceful evening in March. Sarah was sitting opposite me at the kitchen table, her hands cupped around a warm mug of tea. The glow from the lamp threw gentle shadows on her face, and I picked up on a seriousness I'd missed before. "I think I need some space," she said softly, hardly looking at me. Her tone was steady, like she'd practiced it. I nodded, trying to mask the knot in my stomach. Space. It seemed like something short-term, something we could work through, maybe a few days apart, maybe time to reflect. I had no idea she meant something bigger than just a break. The days after that were full of separation. I'd get home to silent rooms, short and empty talks, and the painful lack of our usual joy. Every effort I made to reach out got brushed off politely or met with quiet. I kept telling myself it was temporary. Couples go through this sometimes, don't they? But inside, I had this growing worry. It was the first moment I wondered if I really knew the woman I'd spent a decade with. My job turned into an escape. I threw myself into reports, appointments, and the steady grind of everyday routine. At night, I'd lie there wide awake, gazing at the ceiling, going over every moment and every word in my head. Things felt wrong. Sarah wasn't only pulling back. She appeared to be getting ready for something I couldn't spot yet. One day, I got home sooner than planned, hoping for a chance to chat, maybe a hint that the break she wanted wasn't forever. But as soon as I stepped in, that envelope on the kitchen counter grabbed my attention. It was plain white, official-looking, and spotless. My hands trembled as I grabbed it. My name on it, places for signatures, the heading, divorce papers. For a second, everything froze. I couldn't catch my breath. My brain spun, denying what was right there. How could this actually be happening? We talked about space, not ending our marriage, but it was all there, straightforward, legal, final. I dropped into a chair, staring at the envelope as if it might disappear if I didn't look. My heart hurt, not just for the relationship I believed in, but for the talks we never had, for the connection that had slowly faded away. That's when it hit me. Sometimes people say one thing but really mean something else. That night, I didn't tear open the papers right away. I needed time to process, to breathe, to wrap my head around this abrupt change. I thought back to our early years together, how Sarah's smile could brighten any room, how her laugh felt like coming home. Now, even those moments seemed far away, like they happened to different people. I wanted the house that night, running my fingers over the walls we'd painted side by side, staring at photos from vacations, celebrations, and regular days that now felt precious because they were gone. Each image brought back what we'd lost, or maybe what had vanished bit by bit without me seeing it. By dawn, the truth sank in. Sarah wasn't just wanting a break. She was setting a boundary I couldn't step over. It stung, felt embarrassing somehow, but it also brought things into focus. I couldn't make love stay if it was gone. Still, even with that clear view, part of me fought it. Part of me wanted to beg, to bargain, to ask for another chance. But I knew in my gut that it wouldn't fix a thing. Sometimes the toughest decision is the only one left. If this hits close to home for you, or you know someone who's dealt with an unexpected heartbreak in a marriage, go ahead and like and share this video. It might help someone who needs it right now. The days that followed blurred together. I signed and submitted the papers, but I did it carefully on my own terms, not letting fear rush me. Every talk with Sarah stayed courteous and businesslike, but cool. I'd catch quick flashes of her old kindness, but they didn't last. Every little smile or accidental brush felt like an echo from a life we weren't living anymore. In that strained quiet, though, I started spotting some hard truths about myself. I saw that love by itself isn't always sufficient. Trust, honor, and open talks are delicate pieces, and when one person fully steps back, no effort from the other can fill the gap. Drop a comment below with your take. Have you been in a relationship where needing space led to goodbye? I'd really like to know your story. The week after felt like moving in a haze. I went through our house on autopilot, doing daily stuff without feeling much. Morning meal, job, evening meal. Each one a nudge about the life that had slipped away unnoticed. Sarah's time at home was barely there. Just quick chats about practical things or payments. The person I'd shared 10 years with now seemed unfamiliar. I spent hours thinking back on everything. All the little signs I'd overlooked. I recalled the night she'd head to her room early. The sudden chill in her voice. The small put-offs I'd chalked up to being tired. I understood then that marriage isn't only about the feelings. It's the everyday work, the shared appreciation, the mutual care. And all of that had worn away without me catching on. One morning, I got a note from Sarah's attorney. They wanted to set up a meeting to go over splitting belongings and the details of separating. I responded calmly, agreeing and picking a time. No desperation in my words, no pleading, just acceptance. I'd come to terms with it. This was real, and I had to handle it steadily. In the alone times, I started thinking about the kind of guy I wanted to become. I saw that while trying to hold on to our marriage, I'd put myself last. I'd judge my value by her interest, her care, her approval. Now, without those false ideas, I could view my life clearly. I was able to rebuild on my own. Share in the comments what you'd do if you were in Michael's shoes. Let's get a conversation going. Your words might support someone going through this. The meeting day came, and I stepped into the attorney's office feeling steadier than I had in ages. Sarah was there across the table, collected but detached, her gaze mostly elsewhere. The attorney explained the steps, the split, and what to expect. I paid attention, jotted notes, and spoke up when I needed to. I didn't get upset at all. This wasn't winning against her or losing for me. It was just the next chapter one had to deal with. Walking out, I surprisingly felt freer. The burden of not knowing, the constant worry from hidden motives, it was gone. I wasn't thrilled about our marriage ending, but I appreciated the straightforwardness. I'd made it through the surprise, the sense of betrayal, and the slow falling apart. Best of all, I knew I could do more than survive. I could grow from it. In the days after, I started taking back the areas she'd once filled. The kitchen for my morning brew, the living room for guilt-free reading, the yard for my own hobbies. Each little step reminded me of something I'd overlooked. My happiness didn't need her okay. If this touches you, remember to comment what you think, and subscribe. Keeping in touch means you'll catch more tales about true feelings and life lessons. One night, sitting in the yard with a cup of tea, I reflected on Sarah, not with hate or rage, but with gentle acceptance. Folks grow, circumstances shift, and sometimes the forever love you believed in fades away softly. It doesn't erase the good years, but it does signal a time to put yourself first. I started mapping out what came next. Not payback or grudges, but intentional healing. I reached out to old buddies, got closer with relatives, and picked up hobbies I'd put aside for ages. Every move, every choice built up my independence. I wasn't the guy from a failed marriage anymore. I was shaped by my strength, my bounce back, and my ability to keep going. Comment if you've had a big shift like Michael's. What did it show you about love, respect, or growing as a person? In that calm evening, I finally sensed real calm. The divorce papers had come as a jolt, a close I never saw coming. But amid the chaos, I uncovered something essential. Clear vision and self-worth often come from the hardest breaks. I wasn't fleeing love. I was heading toward a life where I counted, where my tries were noticed, where my value was clear. As the sun dipped, I lifted my cup toward the sky, letting the fading warmth echo one basic fact. Closings aren't always defeats. They can kick off a fresh start built on truth, power, and better self-knowledge. If you like to back stories like this and get them to folks who could use them, be sure to like and share the video. Your support truly matters.